The film starts in an event ceremony where everyone seems to be having such a great time. Nearby in a room, two young ladies who are known as Noah and Jenna are having fun. This is soon short-lived as Noah reminded her friend about the death anniversary of her dad, stating it has been a year since he had died. Her friend comforted her and then proceeded to discuss about how Noah and Nick, who's her boyfriend, have also enjoyed each other's company. The two shared a toast for Noah finally being of legal age. Soon after, she ran outside to go meet with her boyfriend. The two had such a great time while her parents watched from afar. Once they were done, Nick gifted her a beautiful necklace for her 18th birthday. The next day, the two with Jenna continued to have fun together and also spending quality time. In the evening, they both went straight to a party where they met with Jenna to have fun. Nick later goes to meet a friend named Lion. He began to narrate to Nick about the discussion he had Jenna regarding what she wanted for her birthday. But she told him that she doesn't care, as long as the present is nice outside so she can make a video unboxing it. Nick is surprised by this. Lion is of the belief that the girls are simply the ones unboxing their life while they are just crumpled wrapping paper. As while they work, the girls are only thinking about having fun. Lion also reminded him that Noah is staying alone in the city, while Nick is far away doing an internship across the pond. He also claimed that Jenna, who is his girlfriend, is leaving soon for medical school, but yet he can't bring himself to leave her. Insisting distance is definitely going to ruin the relationship. The next day, the girls graduated from their schools in grand style. Once the ceremony was over, Noah headed out with her both parents, wondering why most teenagers in her age are gifted an exotic vehicle, believing that they are just a spoiled brat. However, little did she know that her boyfriend had a similar gift for her. Immediately, she was filled with joy, and quickly, the two head straight for a ride. While Noah ride the vehicle in a very high speed, Nick began to have a conversation with her regarding how he has been sick of tiptoeing down the hall, and the fact her mother had hired a spy named Martin to spy on them is crazy for him. Noah informed him that it was Nick's father who had assigned Martin to watch them. The two got to a location where Nick showed her an apartment, informing Noah it was a gift from his grandfather. Quickly, Noah told him that he can't accept such gift. Firstly, it was a car and now a house. However, she believes it is impossible for him to do so. Just then, Nick informed her about his plans of not going to San Francisco again, as he'd rather stay with Noah. Later on, the two began to have a special moment together, but this is cut short the moment she informed him that she must live inside campus hostel and not with him in the new apartment as her mom won't agree to that. After this statement, she left immediately. The scene then took us to a club where Nick met with his friend Lion from earlier, telling him about how he got into his head about not leaving his girlfriend, but he isn't ready to leave together with Noah yet. Meanwhile, Noah told Jenna about what happened yesterday and the fear she saw in her boyfriend's eyes, but Jenna quickly reminded her of how Nick loves and adores her so much. The next day, Noah followed her mom for an event where she came across with a girl named Briar. The two had a pretty short conversation. Meanwhile, at Nick's workplace, Nick got introduced to a female colleague named Sophia Zabala, and she's here to help him with his internship. Sophia Zabala is the daughter of the minister, although she claims she merited this job due to her efforts and not her parents. Nick is also told that he was in one of her birthday, but only when he was little, but she warned him that she knows his reputation, so therefore he shouldn't stare at her ass. Which obviously Nick just had to. At Noah's home, her mother bitterly questioned Noah about her public affection display Noah kept having around the city with Nick. However, Noah isn't having all this as she is mad at her mom for spying at them. Although her mom claims it was definitely one of the paparazzi who took those pictures and not her spying on them. Moment after all this, Nick called Noah to inform her about him telling his dad about his plans on not going back to San Francisco, which he had no problem with. But on a condition that if Nick wanted to work in his company as an intern, he will have to share his office with another intern. Immediately, Noah asked if she was pretty, which Nick told Noah in a joking manner that she isn't pretty, and in fact she has a cross eye and her feet stink. Just then Sophia bumped into the view, which made Nick act awkwardly. Noah arrived at her college hostel, where she found everyone partying with Briar. Briar apologized for the mess, as she herself thought Noah won't be coming by until next week. A young man named Michael came into the room and introduced himself to Noah. It felt pleasant though. Meanwhile, Nick continued to bond together, and it seems this was all Noah's mom's plans to bring Nick closer to Sophia, thereby making him leave her daughter. Meanwhile at the prison, Luca called Lion as the two discussed about their garage business going bankrupt. However, Luca is with an idea to save it, but unfortunately one of his inmates overheard him. Days later, Noah and Nick went out together to have fun, and once they were all done, Nick is then approached by his mom, but he made it clear that he does not want to speak with her before driving off with Noah. The two lovers got to their apartment where Nick began to cry in anger. He expresses how he feels to Noah as years ago his mother had disappeared, leaving him alone at a young age. In an emotional way, the two then had a special moment together, and this was very long. Once they were done, Noah began drawing things on Nick's body before heading out. Nick is soon introduced to Briar, but he acted awkwardly, moment after seeing her. Afterwards, he left, but unfortunately dropped his phone. At night, Lion called Nick on the phone, which Noah quickly noticed Nick had misplaced his phone. Meanwhile, Lion later got a hold on Nick Driver. Lion began to lament on how he had just fucked up, while holding knife while stained with blood. Nick got to Lion's destination, and he is shocked by what he had just seen, but Lion informed him that he mistakenly cut himself. Nick found a brick of drug, but Lion explained to him that it his bother package. Immediately, Nick took the knife from Lion to check what inside the package. The real problem now is that he needs to deliver this to a nearby gang group. Lion quickly went in, and soon after Nick followed. Lion delivered the package, but just then, Noah arrived at the scene also. As soon as they were done, they are introduced to the boss. The boss told them that the package is missing 100 kilograms, but Noah believed it was because they tasted it to be sure the quality. Immediately, the boss threatened them, demanding for $10,000. Just as they were on their way out, a battle broke out, causing chaos at the club. Unfortunately for them, the three ended up at police custody. Nick phoned Sophia, who is also a lawyer, to help him out as they didn't find any drugs with them. Nick also requested that she doesn't let his dad know. A moment later, they were all released, but Noah was ultimately pissed at Nick, because he had vowed to her he wouldn't meddle in such business. Noah believed that he does it just for the fun of it, but Nick was able to convince her their love is stronger. They got to know a hostel, but before they proceeded inside, she inquired why. He was feeling awkward around Briar, and he told her it's nothing, insisting she just gives him bad vibes. The two began to have a really good moment together, but as they were having a very good time, Briar showed up holding a knife, thinking it was someone else. Immediately, Nick leaves while Briar eavesdropped. Meanwhile, at Lion Garage, Jenna goes to visit her boyfriend, and the two also had a pleasant time together. Back to the family function with Noah, she got introduced to Nick's mom, but she immediately asked her to leave. Later on, everyone happily enjoyed their meal, except Noah, who wasn't pleased to see Nick and Sophia getting along so well. Noah couldn't hide her dissatisfaction, so she revealed to everyone that Nick wants her to move into his apartment, which shocked everyone. Noah does not care as she left immediately. Nick soon followed her. He found Noah at the graveyard mourning her father's death, so Nick apologized for the whole scenario. Noah isn't having all of this and left him. Days later, Nick's mom approached Noah, and this time she agreed to hear her out. She tells Noah that she fought for custody of Nick but was forced to give him up due to threats and blackmail. It was later revealed that Grandpa Lur doesn't really care much for his daughter, but Nick because he is his heir. Afterwards, she went into Noah's restroom, and we discovered Annabelle had a motive for coming by as she seizes the opportunity to take Will's toothbrush and places it in a plastic bag. She then requests that Noah to give a letter to Nick, which she has revealed the entire truth. She goes to give Nick the letter. Nick realizes the letter is from his mother and angrily tears it up and says he is not interested in reading it. In the evening, Nick and Noah go out for dinner, and Nick shows Noah that he has turned the text which Noah had previously written on him with a marker into a permanent tattoo. However, Noah isn't too pleased with this, but Nick says he doesn't regret it. They had a romantic moment that evening together, but this is soon short-lived as Nick informed Noah he has to travel to London with Sophia to work on a case. The next day, Nick traveled to London, and Rafila talks to Noah at Nick's apartment, since Noah has decided to move in with him. Rafila insists that she won't allow it, but Noah confronts her about her multiple attempts to separate them. Meanwhile, we see Nick talking to his grandfather at a bar, asking him what happened to Briar, but it is soon revealed that Briar was actually Nick's ex-girlfriend back in Mexico. They raced together while dating, but when she had a fatal accident in an illegal race, Nick moved on, and that was when he started dating Noah. Later on, we see Nick and Sophia in the case, and they spend time together celebrating. Unknowingly, someone had secretly taken photos of them. When Nick returns home, he discovers Noah wasn't in his apartment, so he goes to the university to look for her. Unfortunately, he found out that she's talking to Michael, as Briar seems to have planned this. The two began to argue about what has been going on in their lives lately. However, Noah is of the opinion that they both take a break off themselves. Nick informed Noah that he has been offered a permanent position in London and has 1 week to decide, but if she asks him to stay, he will. Days go by, and Sophia starts developing feelings for Nick. Meanwhile, while Noah finally discovered that Nick was once Briar's boyfriend, Lion, who is now seriously facing financial difficulties, suggests that Nick do one last race on the day of the gala without the girls knowing. Unfortunately, Rooney is also going to race the day because he will be released from prison. This was all enough to convince Nick. Weeks later, the day for the race arrived. Meanwhile, the girls get ready with their hairs and makeover. The two got to the event, but just then Jenna and Noah arrived, informing them of how foolish they are. The race began as everyone hype up who they support. Nearby, Briar called the cops to have them arrested. This causes serious chaos, but Nick and Noah took this opportunity to trap Ronnie till he can get arrested by the cops again. And in the end, Lion wins the race and everyone returns to the gala immediately. Jenna breaks up with Lion because she believes that he does not love her anymore. Later, Briar approaches Nick and asks why he never brought her to the gala, and Noah reveals to Nick that she already knows what happened between them. Soon after, Briar goes to pick a knife before heading out to go get Annabelle, who then came in with Briar to destroy everything and surprise Noah since they didn't want to listen to her. She went on to show a DNA test confirming that Maggie is his daughter. Nick is upset because the truth is that his father has lied to him his whole life, and his grandfather is a monster, while his mother only wants to secure her daughter's future. In anger, Nick walks straight towards Sophia and kissed her, breaking Noah's heart, as Noah says everything is over as they walked out. Although while outside, Nick drove off with Lion while Briar shows Noah some old photos of Nick and Sophia to hurt and upset Noah. Later, Briar steals the keys to his apartment. That same evening, Lion tried advising Nick, informing him that he is making a mistake with Noah, using himself as an example that he couldn't last more than half an hour without Jenna. This really convinced Nick to return to the gala, where he meet Briar. She informed him that when he had abandoned her, she was pregnant and lost a baby. She believes it was his family doing, and now she swore to make them pay for it. Immediately, Nick goes to look for Noah, hoping to find her and apologize. He got to the apartment and enters but couldn't find Noah there. Since Noah wasn't with the keys since Briar stole it, she is forced to go to Michael's house. Michael turns off her phone so she won't see Nick's messages. He proceeded to comfort her before he began to kiss and have fun. The next day, Noah stares at the mirror in disgust. Meanwhile, Noah sat outside the rain all night in regrets. Noah meet Nick, and just then, they stared at each other in the middle of the rain. It is obvious there isn't nothing left between them. Nick angrily drove his vehicle and drives away. Meanwhile, their parents soon begin to regret their actions, fearing the consequences that follows. Noah, now very heartbroken, then went to visit her dad. She saw a message from Nick stating, "He will always be the light in hit darkness." The movie then came to an end. Kindly subscribe for more movie recap like this. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.